Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So before I get into the video, I would like to say, if you're new over here, I have two rules over on this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule is for you to verify everything you learn, whether it's on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. Verifying what you learn should be a rule of life. So getting into the video, this is going to be about a recent article that I came across. The article was actually released last Thursday, and the article was posted on yahoonews.com, and it was in reference to Dave Ramsey and Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Shout out to them, by the way, for being in the NBA Finals. But it was between Dave Ramsey and Mark Cuban. And Mark Cuban made a comment in this interview, and honestly, I'll be honest with you, it's very discouraging, and it's very discouraging in two forms, and I'm going to get into that in this video. And what I want you all to do is I want you to leave your opinion and your comment on what was stated in this article, in this specific article. Leave your opinion. So you're going to want to watch to the end, because sometimes people leave their opinion in the comment section, and I could tell you only watch 1/4 of the video or 1/2 of it, and then you comment and you make an assumption and you didn't realize your point was actually stated in the full video. So watch this video to the end. But as I stated, what was mentioned in this article is very discouraging, and it's two different ways that it can be discouraging. Now, here's my disclaimer before I get into the interview. Mark Cuban is a well-established billionaire. Someone would look at someone like me who's not wealthy and say, hey, you can't really critique a billionaire. And I just want to let you all know I'm not critiquing the billionaire on how to become a billionaire. That would be foolish. But I can critique him based on what he stated in regards to credit cards, because as you all know, no one is above criticism. No matter how wealthy you are, how famous you are, whether it's Mark Cuban, Dave Ramsey, or anyone. It could be anyone on this platform. It could be me. No one is above criticism. So I'm going to state my opinion in regards to this article and why it's so discouraging, and you all should do so below. So getting into the article reads, if you use your credit card, you do not want to be rich, warns Mark Cuban on the Dave Ramsey Show. Now, this article was posted by Jason Collins from Yahoo Finance, and it was posted on Thursday, May 30th, 2024. The article reads, American business owner, investor, and penniless on ABC's Shark Tank, Mark Cuban, has warned against using your credit card if getting rich is your goal. Here's why Cuban feels this way. During an appearance on financial guru Dave Ramsey's show, The Ramsey Show, the two financial experts discussed the money-saving equation of income coming in and going out. While discussing building wealth, Cuban told Ramsey, if you use your credit cards, you do not want to be rich. Ramsey and Cuban shared a laugh after Cuban's remark, with Ramsey revealing that people will often share this remark with outrage or disbelief. He exclaimed, quote unquote, look what Cuban said. But despite laughing, Ramsey agrees and repeats Cuban's remark, quote unquote, so cut up your credit cards. If you use a credit card, you don't want to be rich, Ramsey adds, quote unquote, I like that line. Cuban agrees and reveals that it's his favorite line and that he always tells it to people. In response, Cuban explained that people would ask where to invest instead. He reveals that the best place to invest is to pay off all of your credit cards and burn them. You should do this because when you use your credit card, you know the return. For example, Cuban said if you're paying 15 to 20% interest on your credit card, and once you pay that down, you've earned just 15 to 20%. Now, before I go further in the article, I have an issue with that. Telling people to cut up their credit cards and burn them. Let's be honest. It's been years since Dave Ramsey has been around, and I'm a fan of Dave Ramsey. I like the whole idea of paying off your debt, staying out of debt, and avoiding debt. I love that, but I don't agree with Dave Ramsey when it comes to credit cards, and that's okay. A lot of us in this credit card community, we don't agree with him when it comes to credit cards, and there's reasoning for that. He has a great point. Don't have credit cards because they can lead to debt. I like to state that often on this channel. My issue with the logic behind this is they're assuming that having a credit card means that you're going to be paying interest, and it doesn't. And this is an issue that has been going on for a while. And it's discouraging and frustrating because you figure after all of these years, one of these gurus or big time personalities should be able to bridge the gap between teaching people how to have a credit card and use it responsibly in order to stay out of credit card debt. And it seems like they just don't want to cross that road. They just don't want to do it. They just don't want to say, hey, it's okay to have a credit card. They can actually be helpful. However, you need to pay off your credit cards every month in full. They don't want to say that. So it's easier to just say, hey, pay down and pay off all of your credit cards and simply burn them up. And they're not really thinking about things such as credit scores, because if you know anything about Dave Ramsey, they don't really care about credit scores over there. So they're not thinking about credit scores. And they're also not thinking about the fact that some of the people who are watching them are not part of the debt-free community. Some of those people, maybe they desire to have a credit card or they've been looking for a credit card and they simply just want ways to get rich, because that's why a lot of people watch a lot of finance channels on YouTube, because ultimately they either want to become wealthy or put themselves in a position where they could live comfortably. And when you go and tell people who have aspirations to have a credit card that their only option is to cut up and burn up their credit cards after they pay them off, that's not helpful, because some people still desire to have a credit card. They still desire to get points. They still desire to get rewards. So I'm just looking forward to the day where we're able to bridge that gap, where people can have credit cards, get these rewards, get these points, and also manage them the correct way. That way they stay out of credit card debt. We need to bridge that gap. But further on in this article, Mark Cuban made a point that I think should have been mentioned early on in this article, but I'm going to continue to read. The article continues. Ramsey agrees wholeheartedly with Cuban's advice that you should not build wealth using a credit card. Ramsey reveals to listeners how to build wealth and warns listeners that he's told this to people about 100 times. He also notes that Forbes survey found 75% of wealthy people, not your broke brother-in-law with an opinion, but wealthy people, say get out of debt and stay out of debt. Cuban reveals that high interest charges on credit cards keep people in debt and prevent them from building wealth. Cuban's dislike of credit cards is nothing new. In fact, in 2014, Cuban told Business Insider that credit cards are the worst investment you can make. According to Cuban, his best personal advice came from his father, who told him not to use credit cards. Ramsey echoes Cuban thoughts on credit cards and, in a blog post, writes, quote unquote, life is better without credit cards. Ramsey believes people don't need a credit card if they build an emergency savings fund and use cash to pay for everything. Now, like I stated, this has been going on for a long time. It's discouraging for someone who wants to get wealthy and they already have credit cards. There are people like me and countless amounts of other people with credit cards who manage to stay out of personal credit card debt because we don't carry over balances. We pay off whatever it is we spend, so we're not paying interest. So it sounds discouraging when a billionaire says, hey, if you want to get rich, you should throw away your credit cards and burn them. And then on the other end, it's also discouraging for the people that I mentioned earlier, the people who want to get wealthy or they want to stay out of credit card debt and they don't currently have credit cards, but they're on that line. They desire to have one. So if they desire to have one and they really don't know much about credit cards yet, however, you have articles like this and interviews like this telling them that they should burn up the credit cards and things like that, it's going to discourage people from actually going through with getting a credit card. As I stated earlier in this video, I think what needs to happen is people need to be told they can have credit cards, but they need to learn how to manage them. It's not really a lot of focus centered around teaching people how to use credit cards the correct way. A lot of people, they don't know about credit card utilization. They don't know about statement dates and things like that. These are the basics that people don't know about. And I think we should teach people these things, making sure that they're not carrying over balances and they pay their balances in full. These things are not rocket science. People need to know you can have credit cards and stay out of credit card debt. You can do it. Trust me, you can do it. And this is verifiable information. Even Mark Cuban himself mentioned at the end of this article that if he had the opportunity to go back, I'm paraphrasing, of course, that he would pay off his credit card balances every 30 days. So even he knows that. So it's almost as if they know that it's possible to have credit cards and stay out of credit card debt, but they believe that people will continue to be irresponsible when it comes to credit cards. And honestly, that's discouraging. If you ask me, any way you look at it, that's discouraging. It lets me know they don't have a lot of faith in the people who watch them. And it also lets me know they really don't have a lot of faith in people in general when it comes to this financial thing. But I just wanted to go over this article. Like I said, let's have this conversation below in the comment section. It's an important conversation that needs to be had, and I'm willing to have it in the comment section of this video. Be sure to keep things respectful, but let me know how you all feel. The whole credit card and staying out of credit card debt. Should people burn up their credit cards after paying them off in full? Should they just burn them up and forget about them? How do you feel about it? But anyways, if you're new over here, this is Water Your Soil. If you're feeling the vibe, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video because I post often. That's clicking on the bell and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you that's watching right now, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. Do not shortchange me on the likes. Hit the like button. That's your way of supporting this video. It supports this channel. It lets the algorithm know that you support this video and you want more people to see it. It's very important for us to start having these conversations, because obviously they're not had enough on the big platforms. It's just simply, hey, cut up your cards and throw them away. We need to start having these conversations. But I just wanted to bring this article to the forefront. The article, as usual, will be in the description box below. Check it out. It's a quick read. This is Water Your Soil. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'm out. Wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right? In the description box below, I always tell people, check out the description box below for extra resources from Water Your Soil. Part of the description box also showcases my book that I have. I have a book. It's been out for a while now. It's been out for years. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. The book is available. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. Most online bookstores have the book. And the book is basically about how FICO credit scoring works. Once you understand how FICO credit scoring works, you're pretty much on your way to helping yourself build, develop, and maintain a good credit score. So check the book out whenever you get a chance.